here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action with Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Touchdown, Philadelphia!
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Eagles 7, Bears nothing. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Fields going to keep it once more. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the play.
That's good for the Chicago Bears. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The Bears at 2-11 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now this defense for the Eagles, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. They're firing a deep ball for Kmet, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. Taking it in. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Santos with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
Now a throw here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's second down. Under a minute to go. Clock running and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 41-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job is simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 22-yard line. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, Hurts. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. Grant Calcaterra with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. And here's Trenton Gill now. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and, you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then they don't come down with the football.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Hurts. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 36.
Here we go. On the ball, now. Half the 60.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Hurts. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Fields. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. To throw is Fields. Got an open man. It's Pringle. Just a gain of a couple there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now it's Fields. That is caught. It's Dante Pettis. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. To the air again, Fields over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Throw right side, taken in by Pettis. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. On 2nd and goal, Fields. to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunton, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Gregory Rousseau, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards, the final tally.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On the counter now, it's Sanders. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Kmet. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Running for it, Montgomery. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Eagles' defense able to hold. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 28. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. Touchdown! Devontae Smith with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now up to 14.
Bears 10. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Take it in at the 3.
Khalil Herbert on the return. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
This one taken in by Cephas.
To give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Just short of midfield.
Fields.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
And that pick-6, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
Hassan Reddick just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack.
Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Fields now to throw.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Oh, it's a wobbler here. In a friendly bounce there, they will get excellent field position to start as this kicks out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle.
Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll go again with Sanders. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Philadelphia, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.